Submasters are considered as a group of lights. Typically, you're going to record a group of lights and set them into some values, some colours, positions, beams, things like that, and then assign it to a fader. And that's why we would refer to a submaster as a group, because it includes a group of lights. And what that means is we can go to our groups mode on the console, and we can actually start to access our submasters from this window. So I'm going to go and filter by Submasters at the top, and that's going to then show me any subs that I might have programmed in. For now, I've only just got two. I've got my front light, and I've also got my a Submaster of overhead blues as well. So if you've got lots, it might be useful to kind of select one, and because we're in our groups mode, we can actually use group syntax. So I could go and say sub2 enter, and that will select that sub for me. So if I've got a big list, it can take me straight to that sub within this window. So from in here, you can start to name your sub. So I might want to actually go and edit this name. And so I'm actually going to call that Overstage Cool Blue. So I can start to edit names from in here. What you can also do is you can edit the fade times from in here as well. So you can edit fade times and names using syntax, or you can go in and edit it here. So I'm actually going to go and say that I want a downtime of 3 seconds and an uptime of 3 seconds and edit that. You can actually change the behavior. So what do you want to happen when you raise this Submaster fader? By default, intensity will mix highest takes precedence and your attributes will mix latest takes precedence, but you can change the behavior of that. You'll see here, this is all pretty straightforward. You've got your sub number here and the fader number that it's associated with. And we can also see that we have a bump action. You can change what the Submaster button will do. By default, it will be a flash, but you can see you've got several other options here. You could solo it, you could latch it if you want it to be more like a switch to turn it on and off. So you do have those options there. You've also got the option to mark your attributes, so you can use your button as kind of a prep button, if you like, to get your lights ready before you then raise the fader. Now, also in this mode, you'll see down the bottom here, we've got an interface that looks very similar to our channel grid, and that's because we're actually able to make changes to our Submasters using our sub command line. So I'm in Submaster 2 at the moment, that's the one we've selected. And I might want to go and say, oh, actually, lights 23 and 24 need to be at 50%. And I've made that change. There's no need to update it. I don't need to manually go and save it. That change has taken effect already. That Submaster now has these values. So it's a way of kind of going in and you can actually make changes on the fly to the values that are stored in that sub. There's no need to go and manually then choose to update that. If I want to, I can go and remove fixtures. So I might want to go and say, oh, I don't need lights 26. So I can click on 26 and I can remove the selected light, and I'm going to go and confirm that and it goes away. If I want to re-add it, I could just say 26 and give it an intensity. So I'm going to say I want 26 back in at 90%. Now, when you do that, your window here will open with your fixture controls. So I'm now going to go and set that fixture back into a kind of light blue that I want for that Submaster, so that I've got those values included. If I go select included, that's a way of selecting all of those lights. So I could go select included at 90 enter to set all of the values in that Submaster to the same level if I need to. Also from in this window, I can delete a sub. So if I want to delete a sub, you can select it. So I could go and say sub1 enter, for example, and then you can just go delete at the top. You can use the delete button at the top, and then you can either confirm that or you can cancel that, which is what I'm going to do in this case.